Ernest Kwekuteme. This afternoon, we take a look at some updates with the Ghana Gas Project, and then we dovetail ourselves into some utility matters. Again, we'll be speaking on the Bank of Ghana policy rate that's currently maintained at 16%. Well, some advantages and disadvantages. We'll be speaking to a research analyst on the line. But straight away, I'll be going to the telephone very shortly. I'll be speaking to the CEO of Ghana Gas, Dr. George Sipa Yankee, who would be telling us or giving us updates on the Ghana Gas project, where it has gotten to. We also had information that ship bringing down some equipment got drowned somewhere around South Africa. We would be trying to find out if issues around insurance and the project starting is currently underway. So a very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the line, Dr. Yankee.
Good afternoon. And
we sincerely appreciate you joining us this afternoon. All right. Let me just first find out from you the state of issues around the marine ship, which was carting some needed equipment to the project site. I mean, where have we gotten with it? Anything with insurance? Anything with information that the equipment are back on track coming down to Ghana?
Thank you very much. Every item that is being shipped for a project is insured. So the goods that drowned or that got drowned in South Africa, off the coast of South Africa, are all insured. Or we're all insured. And Sinopec has already commenced the replacement of those items. These are plates for fabricating the LPG tanks. And the program that we had was that 21st of this month, Sinopec was going to start to fabricate them on their site, on their plant. However, they started it a couple of about a week or 2 weeks ago, which means that they'll be able to complete and send the plates to the site before the original December date that we had. The other items that also that were lost are also being replaced. So because of the incident, so first of all, we don't have any problem with insurance. Insurance has been taken to cover everything that was coming in, and then Sinopec has already sort of commenced the production of those items, which will be shipped into the country. Originally, it was supposed to arrive in December. But from the look of things, they will arrive much earlier than December.
Well, that's kind of good news. But let my viewers understand clearly. Then we anticipated that there was going to be a delay. Then are we saying that this then will be a thing of the past? The goods would arrive on time, and that delayed anticipation would be a thing of the past? No,
and it's very delayed will still happen. There is the duration of the delay that is not the issue. If the goods had not sunk in the waters of the coast of South Africa in the sea, they would have arrived, fabrication would have commenced, and hopefully by the end of November they would have finished, and come end December, early January, they would have commenced production. But because they are still not on site yet, we certainly cannot start our production in December or January. So there's going to be a delay, but hopefully it might not be the April deadline that we had in view of the fast tracking of the replacement of the items.
All right, Dr. Yankee, just before I let you go, I'm sure some Ghanaians will be wondering, so if this project kickstarts and finally we're producing our own gas, the opportunities are what actually present to us. So yes, fill us in within few seconds some of the opportunities that finally when this project kickstarts, Ghana will be benefiting from.
Yes, once commercial production commences, we shall produce our own lean gas, which means that the VRA plant in Abuazi will have uninterrupted continuous flow of dry gas for the production of power for this country. And then the incidence of the Dumso incident will either become a thing of the past or maybe will minimize drastically. Two, we shall also be producing some of our LPG and will be able to meet some of the domestic needs of LPG.
All right, Dr. Yankee, we can see a big thank you for joining us this afternoon to give us all the updates that we're looking for on the Ghana Gas project. We're quickly looking at some other interesting details. And here, the Metro Mass Transit Limited has presented 237,600 cedis to the Ministry of Finance as government share of dividends for the 2011 fiscal year. Well, the dividend is the first ever by the transport company, which hopes to open a driver training school in Takoradi by next year to enhance efficiency on the roads.
Has been operative in Ghana ever since the Omnibus Service Authority OSA started their operations in year 1927. It's contributed significantly to public transport and economic growth. However, the national asset was put on divestiture in 1995. The Metro Mass Transport became operational in October 2003 with a government of Ghana's share of 45%. The remaining 55% held by National Investment Bank, State Insurance Company, Agricultural Development Bank, SNIT, GOIL, and Prudential Bank. The Metro Mass Transport has since undergone a lot of transformation and challenges. The first ever dividend to the shareholders for the 2011 fiscal year signifies a brighter future. Transport Minister Jifar Akuativo urged the Ministry of Finance to ensure support. Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Reketagen accepted the challenge.
Government invested in a lot of companies, and not all of them are actually bringing dividends to government. So it is encouraging to realize that Metro Mass are working so hard to give us some dividend, and I will like other companies to emulate what Metro Mass has done, and also try and work hard to get more profit so government can actually get some dividend out of it. After all, government invests in these companies on behalf of the people using the taxpayers' money. I can assure you that government will continue to support Metro Mass. We recognize the importance of having Metro Mass as part of social intervention. We'll give you every support as a shareholder to ensure that you function to the best of your ability.
The presentation was made on behalf of the company by the Deputy Managing Director, Engineer Kweku.
This is the very first time we are paying dividend to our shareholders. Currently, we are partnering with the National Drivers Academy. But in future, we are putting up a training school for the company at Takoradi. This is supposed to carry out training program for both operational and then also for attitudinal driving skills for our drivers.
All right, so thanks for staying with us till this time. Well, very shortly we're talking about the Monetary Policy Committee maintaining the prime rate at 16%, some of the opportunities it presents, especially around this time, or what it actually means if it will spell some doom for us. Joining me in the studios is Yao Edukranting. Yeah, many thanks for joining us. I hope NDK is doing well.
Yeah, we are doing well.
All right, let's go straight to the point. Now, some were expecting an upward review marginally. Some also thought it was time for us to bring it down a little bit so that probably people going for loans and the like could heave a sigh of relief a little bit. But the policy committee decided let's maintain it at 16. What factors do you think went into it?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think our outlook for inflation seems a little bit on the upside, because from the report that the BOG came out with, they are expecting that in the next quarter we should see the price of our utilities going up, and then now because of the way our fuel is being priced, there could be another increment in fuel price before the end of the year. So looking at that, one would expect that the rate will be increased in respect to our inflation outlook. But then also looking at the point where we've seen that our fiscal deficit is still widening, government has still not been able to meet its revenue target, and expenditure also has fallen. But then you realize that the fall in expenditure is just a little bit marginal. So we realize that economic activity hasn't really been that good. I mean, it hasn't really expanded much, although the BOG through their index are telling us that we've seen more business sentiments going up. But I think going forward, looking at both sides, to me, I think it's the best way for us to go to maintain it, to keep both sides on the balance.
A gloomy picture of the future. I mean, utility prices today, if I'm getting you the latest update, has been reviewed by PURC. So maybe a little bit up or something as the utility companies have been calling for. Again, we could see that especially around this time, maybe inflation will see a marginal decline at some point in time because it's the harvest season. So there are lots of ups and downs, especially around this time. But what does the future tell us, especially with maintaining inflation? The policy rate at 16% around this.
I think holding it at 16% is still telling us that the BOG is keeping a tightening strains on our economy. They want to tighten things up so that we don't end up having our inflation escalating. Remember, the last time they increased it to 16%, we are now experiencing the effect of the 16% when you've seen inflation go down for the first time. So I think the BOG would want to keep it this way to see the trend of how the first increment will ease out. And now, because the first and second increment in fuel has the effect has also gone down on our economy. So I think it's much more of a future that we don't really know what's the after. But then going forward, I think we are now also about to enter into the seasonal the period where the prices might also go up a little bit and all that. But going forward, I think looking at the tightening trends that we are in, we don't see inflation. I personally don't see inflation going unless we see these utility prices going up and fuel prices going up. Then we will see inflation going up. And then with that, looking at the outlook, we might see the MPC going up for the next quarter also.
Yeah, Edu Kranton joined us from NDK to give us updates on some issues around the Monetary Policy Committee maintaining the prime rate at 16%. What I'll do for business later at 4:30 would come your way. We'll give you all the updates you need on the Forex market.